and PlayStations. All right.
Oh,
because of this dude Phil Spencer, I'm like, all right, man, there's no way he's not gonna deliver. You know what I mean? He's talking this big game, and I'm just like, yo, this dude is full of shit, bro. Like,
this is how I feel though. This is how I feel. I feel like since they can't compete head up, you know, game for game, they're gonna just go to the services route, which is cool for some people. You know what I mean? Just not for me. Yeah. But it's cool for some people. You know what I mean?
Sorry, man. I can't play services, bro.
Nah. I mean, look, the service ain't bad. It's just that I'm a real gamer. I played those games. I got done with those games. I've been playing those games since they first came out. Hard. Yeah. Not like these middle-aged men just hopping on the bandwagon at the end of the 360 life cycle. You know what I mean? Like, nah.
Microsoft was trying to change the console game into like PC type gaming. That works on like PC stuff. PC guys will do that services shit. I'm not saying that it's all bad, but you just can't have your whole business structure like that, bro.
Work around that, yeah.
Exactly.
It can't.
The service is a compliment. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not supposed to be your main focus, and that's what it is now. They want to be able to make everything available everywhere so you can play it, and that's cool, right? Mm-hmm. But you got to have the dope games that go along with that to make it more enticing to the customer. Period.
You gotta have the goods, man. You ain't got the goods.
Yeah, man. Oh, you don't know what's gonna happen.
They trying to be the high school jump off. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes the jump off, people gonna look at the jump off like, I don't know if I want to mess with this, man. Everybody been through that.
Yeah, bro. I'm good.
You gotta attract people to your console, man. You know what I mean? They're not attracting people to console. I've been saying that, yo, what's the point of getting the shit? There's no point. There's no point.
Like, I can go back to videos I made in 2015 when I first joined this community, right? And if you look at my video, the only thing that really, I rewatched it recently, right? Because back then, you know, I primarily played on the Xbox. But I watched what I said, and the only thing I kept on saying was, this is where my friends are. Like, that's the only thing that really kept me on the platform. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't the games, because there was nothing out in 2014, 2015 that was crazy, right? Except Destiny. So, I mean, I don't know, man. It's an interesting time we living in right now in this gaming world, bro.
That's what majority of the people say. That's like a little kid answer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Who my friends are, man. A grown man like, yo, man, I'm spending all this money on this shit. What is my investment?
Yeah. I hate to say it, but as a gamer, I could care less what my friends are playing.
You know what?
You know, it's good. I understand, right? Being part of the ecosystem, and that's where the majority of your friends are, then that's where you're gonna be. But for some, and I'm just using myself for an example, I'm into the big over-the-top games. I'm into the big stuff. It's just, again, I don't think of, you know, well, Jay Barry or Porter Rock or All Day or anybody like that before I buy a game. I think of how good is this game? Does it fit my gaming habit? And then I buy it.
Self-preservation, bro.
So yeah. So that's just my opinion.
Just speak from your heart, bro.
I'm gonna say this. So when I saw that tweet about that game shouldn't define a console, that it should be services, I'm thinking, if anything, services and features is the one thing that gets copied the most, and then everybody forgets about it. Like last gen, it was all about achievements and party chat. Now nobody talks about that now because everybody's doing it. But the one thing that remains constant from generation to generation is the exclusive games. I have yet to go through a gen where exclusive games hasn't been talked about. Not one. Yo, every single gen, it was all about the big, and every gen had multiplats too. But it's the big exclusives that people remember.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I wish I was in that chat, bro, because I would have asked Holmes. I would have really asked him a serious question like, yo, because I know he's an Xbox guy. Let's be honest here. Only Xbox guys are saying this bullshit. All right. Yeah. I'd ask him, what makes you an Xbox gamer, or what makes you prefer Xbox? There's no way this guy's gonna tell me his features. There's no way. There's no way. It can't.
No, he's gonna say his friends, and
that's the catch-all. That's the catch-all.
You know, you guys. Honestly, you got to think about it this way. Everybody has opinions out there, okay? And if their opinion is that they'd rather be on a platform where they're friends and they enjoy the services. And everything they've got going on in the ecosystem and their achievements and everything, I can't really say shit on that. I'm not a guy who's into achievements or trophies or anything, and I prefer games at the end of the day, but I can't shit on somebody else's answer in that respect. I mean, I've heard a lot of dumber shit said out there among fanboys, but that isn't one of them. To me, it's like wherever you play and why you have a preference is your thing. Like you can't really say
I
that.
don't think we're questioning the preference. We're questioning how you're going to say he made a definitive like statement saying that the game shouldn't define a console. Regardless of your platform or why you're purchasing this console, whatever, you can't just come out in the blue and say something like, "Yo, the games don't define the console." That's crazy.
He said the software. I mean, he said the hardware, and which is nuts.
He said unique features like power. I'm like, since when is power unique?
Yeah, power.
That's never a unique thing.
Yeah, and which keep in mind, right? Power is only for a limited time before the next most powerful hardware come out, and then guess what? You don't have the most powerful hardware anymore.
Yeah.
So it's a never-ending battle to say power anything. The Switch not taught us that power don't mean anything?
Here's the thing, though. I mean, the Switch is a handheld. Let's get that straight, okay?
Yeah,
that is why most people bought it.
That's what it's competing. It's competing for the same dollars.
No,
is it not?
I mean, let's stop it. Let's stop with that because the Wii U itself had exclusives, but look at what happened with that.
Exactly, okay? That was a failed console. That was a failed console, and every manufacturer has a dud, right? They have a failed console. Call it what it was. It was a failure. They corrected that. They released a new product.
No, they didn't.
Is winning.
They put out a handheld. They didn't correct shit. They put out a handheld.
Okay, you can call it a handheld. Regardless, is kicking ass and is taking names. So it's fighting for dollars, for my dollars, for your dollars, and everybody else who's buying it or potentially has a chance to buy it. Obviously, I mean, that's another set of dollars that is not going to Microsoft.
But what you guys don't understand is this. Do I believe games are, define a console? Yes. And do I disagree with Dealer in that respect? Yes. But guess what? It's his opinion. So what? Who gives a fuck? Really? Is it really that big a deal to sit here and talk about and complain about?
It is. This is a podcast. That's what we do. That's what we do. We talk about discussions of the day and discussions of the week. We're not gonna
to talk about other people's opinions ad nauseum. Like, come on,
listen. That's the discussion of the day, right? That's crazy. That's exactly when you got people saying crazy stuff and doing crazy things. That comes up in the discussion. That's part of gaming. It comes up in the discussion.
That is not crazy.
It doesn't matter what we were talking about.
Here's my question.
It's crazy, Kratos, obsessing over other people's opinions. That is crazy.
That's you know what? That's what I guess that's what you think podcasting is, right? What you do, you go on this podcast, you go on that podcast, you go on that podcast, talking about what the games of the day, the topics of the day. That's just what it is. If you call that obsessive, then we're all obsessive.
Exactly.
I'll say this.
According to that guy, games is not even important.
I'll say this.
What are you talking about? See, that's where you're full of shit right there. He did say the games are important. Why don't you listen to my show last night? Why don't you go listen to that?
No, I'm talking about the commentator. I'm talking about the dude that paid $5 to say that games shouldn't define a console. That is craziness. As a gamer, how can everybody say, "Yo, who cares?" That is craziness.
Nobody is delusional excuse me. Dealer, the person that you guys are talking about here is not.
I'm not talking about. We're not even talking to $5 comment. You came in. Yeah, nobody talked about Dealer. Nobody said no names. We're talking about the guy who said that crazy stuff. Now, I didn't hear it from him, but if he said it, then he's went crazy too. But whoever says that hardware, whoever says that hardware.
He said games should not define the console you have. UI, power, online security, unique qualities, etc. To the console themselves should. That's what we talk.
Look, that's crazy. I don't personally agree with that either, but I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, but that's your listen. You just said it. That's your opinion. You don't care. Guess what? That's the same thing you're saying. You don't care. Well, guess what? That's your opinion. We're here talking about it, discussing it. It's the topic of the day.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing.
You can't say my opinion trumps this person's opinion.
Let me try to rationalize this real quick. Let's say if more and more gamers have this opinion that they prefer services, whatever, right? Let's say this is. Is it coming from the fact that they really, in their heart of hearts, have this opinion that they prefer services, they have a preference for services, features, power, and that exclusive games or first-party games is not that important to them? Is that really coming from the heart, or are they just accepting a reality
Xbox
just because it's a favorite product? Now, here's the angle I'm going with. If they truly feel that way, would they switch to PlayStation 5 if it ends up being more powerful, better features, better services?
Nope.
Because that's where they're gonna get fucked at. That's where the rubber meets the road. Because it's all right now they're making an assumption. Well, Microsoft's always gonna have the best. We can't assume Microsoft will always have the best, most powerful console and the best features. Shit changes. Will they switch if the PlayStation 5 has the most power, the best features, the best services?
Puerto Rico, here's the thing. That is why Microsoft is
what I miss.
Shit! My man with tight feet.
We out here killing guys, and these fuck niggas out here chasing chickens.
Like I was saying, that is why Xbox is in the position it's in right now, because of lack of good games. Period.
Yeah.
And this is the things that people are saying. This is what they're listening to.
If Xbox had the big AAA games that we all want, right? Do you think the service thing would be on a pedestal like it is? Or they would go in that direction at all?
Yeah,
Simple.
No, I think games as a service is still something that these companies would still look at. Yes, because of the billions of dollars that's generated over time with these games that are being pushed as games as a service. Yeah, I do. Microtransactions and all that jazz. It's fucked, but Sony might look into that. You never know. I mean,
they failed PS now. I don't know.
Wait, listen. My grandmother said she was watching this dog shit podcast. And something I supposed to say. What happened? What happened with the comment? Somebody said some game like hardware was over game. Fill me in.
Yo, somebody said that for $5 that games ain't shit. Fuck nigga. We talking about services and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what we doing. That's what we're doing.
These dudes trying to downplay games now. Like it's like gaming console is not about games.
Hey, but real shit though. Let's be realistic. If he said that, he really might feel that way, bro. He really might think that, and that's unfortunate for him.
Wait. Oh, wait. You talking about
that diabetic gaming do that to you?
Hey, yo, yeah. I know, right? You talking about somebody? That's the comment they tagged me on Twitter. And then my man, the fake Elvis Presley was like, "Yeah, that's why I'm an Xbox dude." Talking about that.
Yeah.
Oh man. Hey man, fuck nigga shit, man. That's all I can say.
If people genuinely feel that way, and that's what they want from their platform, fine. But if they're doing it to compensate, that's a bad strategy.
Why weren't they saying that? Why weren't they saying that for the last 4 years? Then,
I don't know.
Hey, listen, you want the truth? We go to truth, right?
Preach
from the script. From the
script. Why they making songs like Halo, Forza, Halo, Gears of Forza?
Listen. I listen. You know, I didn't really believe in Jesus, but listen, I spoke to Kratos, so I gotta tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing. So help me, PlayStation. Real shit, right? None of these, it's real. We're gonna be honest. We're gonna call a spade. We're gonna get the biggest knife in the drawer and cut the bullshit out, right? 99.9% of these motherfuckers running around with the next gen playbook, the manual, with the Old Testament, right? They ain't get up on the New Testament yet. And this is because we wasn't talking about that shit at the beginning of the generation. We were talking about games. Xbox guys was talking about games. Sony guys was talking about
power. We were talking about power. Yeah, we were talking about.
Okay. Now here's the thing. That's what they call a spade. A spade. Shit get a little spooky, right? Because now these motherfuckers don't really want to talk about the games. They were trying to deflect and services. What makes money? And I just seen Can Make a tweet out some dumb shit the other day. Yeah, they talking about the cloud ain't real. Microsoft about to be worth $1 trillion. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? It comes a time in any man's life, in any gamer's life, fuck that, right? And I ain't listen. you know, I ain't got much longer to live. I got diabetes and shit, fucking with Microsoft. You know what I mean? I got this $20 lawsuit going on, so I got to tell the truth from now on, right? And whoever goes on the bus goes on the bus. I don't give a fuck. But at the end of the day, if you want things to be better, you have to be fucking honest. Like, it's fucking disgusting. Like, I sit back, I ain't gonna bullshit you, man. I got to be high on drugs on these goddamn shows I do. Shit they be saying coming up their mouth, I'll be somebody scratch up my head like, nigga, what are we doing here? What are we saying? You know, they, even what Microsoft made too, but why the fuck do you care how much money they made? Or what does that have to do? What games do we have to show for it? You know what I mean? Sony came on and announced some goddamn numbers with God of War did 3.1 million in what? A week, 2 days, 2.5 days, 3 days.
Yeah.
Microsoft answered back with what fucking is a billion it's a billion fucking hours and goddamn
Oh man.
Listen, you can't make this shit up. Fucking Ben Studios, leak or whatever the fuck happened. They're working on a new goddamn AAA exclusive outside of Days Gone. Microsoft comes back with some they double, triple down on goddamn Lucky Tales.
Yo, they keep pushing that game, bro.
I don't get it, man.
Yeah, and so motherfuckers again, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell the truth on this dog shit channel, right? I started out trolling, bugging the fuck out, right? But it was a miss of me doing all this shit, me being high on this motherfucker, right? And I said, I'll start like, God, the fuck am I doing? This shit real.
I think when it comes to a lot of things that people say, like you can't look behind some of these super chats and stuff. Like I can't reach out to this guy and say, "Hey, do you really believe
it? Hey,
don't matter or whatnot."
Hey, but I know that guy, bro.
I don't know. Listen,
exactly.
Yeah, I know.
But listen, my channel. Listen, before you go any further, this is not my channel. But I hope this is a drug-free environment.
Bro.
Let me finish. This is thing, right? You fuck right now, right? Now, with that being said, I know that you're a part of that show. I'm gonna put you in the down. But hey, I'm in my bag, man. Let me say this one goddamn thing, right? I'm probably got the floor, Fonzo Bradley. I know that you're a part of a show. I get it. I'm sorry when people throw crap them guys in the parts. I know on BJC, I understand, but I'm done fighting motherfuckers battle. But it's bigger than that. I showed the comment. I played the comment from what's the guy's name? I didn't know who the fuck this guy, Shady something. When he told me he wanted the conversation to go away from about games, AAA games, to go back to about hardware. He wanted more. He wanted $12,000 goddamn Xbox with 4 Titans in that motherfucker. Listen, on the show that you on. I done heard some shit on BGST. Listen, I done heard some shit on BGST. Yo, I swear to God, I spit the contents of my cup out all on my goddamn 4K screen. That shit is crazy.
All I gotta say,
enough is enough, man.
Number one, the drug-free environment thing went out the window as soon as you. Okay, but number two, all I can speak on is the people that I talk to, and because I talk to Puerto Rico, I talk to Dealer, I talk to Cole, I talk to so many different people on all sides.
I understand,
and I have, I made a video last night. People go listen to it. And I interviewed Dealer. I talked to him about all this shit. And, we lay it all out there. And we play you full audio. We don't play just little cuts where people are taking little slices of the show and saying, oh, look at this. This is terrible. When if you actually listen to the whole thing, it is all that like terrible. It's not freaking crazy. It's
okay. So listen. Okay. So we're gonna put the Donald J. Trump spin on this motherfucker. Fake news.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people did out there. They sent you fake news. They sent you fake news.
Okay, all right. No, I listen. Let me say this one thing. I'm not gonna say. Let me find the actual clip, right?
It's not what you say. It's how you say.
Yeah. Right? That's like some motherfucker saying, like, yeah, man, I hate niggas, this, that, and the other. But you know what I mean? And but you hear, no, we finished. Yeah. But what you ain't let him finish. He said he got 2 black friends. We ain't about to do this shit.
It's about Z tripping, man.
Hey, Fonz, just know that you my man. But the mother niggas some fuck niggas, man. I'm trying to take you down. I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart. I know I ain't got the most honest man, the most faithful husband. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you right now, bro, them some fuck niggas. That was some crazy shit right there.
It really wasn't. It really wasn't. If you heard the full context and the full conversation, it went with the conversation.
Nigga, do tell.
Yeah, I'm here.
Listen.
Yeah, I'm on here because I got the clip here. And hold on, the clip here, the shit. Hold on. Do you hear me in the bag? This is the clip, right?
Go ahead.
This is where I passed out at.
I would love to see the exclusive war shift more towards hardware and services and less towards the games. I don't like my games being held over. I would love to see the exclusive war
that
shift
shit right
more
there.
towards hardware and
Yo, who said that?
Who said that? That shit's
because they made it.
Listen, ain't no way to spin that. That it is what it is.
What are you talking about?
I would like my game. I would like.
That kind of gets the job done. But
Oh my God.
Listen. Is that not what he said, or that's not what he meant?
No, they cut it off. Okay. He's talking about if we lived in a world where every game was on every platform, he would like to see the platform be the thing to be pushed.
Play.
I ain't gonna lie. If I was on that show, I would have cut his goddamn mic off too.
No. Went with the conversation because it started off with D talking about that situation, talking about how if there wasn't exclusives, he wouldn't buy a Pro. And so he talked about that. And then he said, yeah, like movies. Where, dealers started talking about how, oh, yeah, you want to live in a utopian world where everything, is on everything. And
wait, hold on. Wait, did dealer say that after he said his statement?
Yes, because he was talking about that. D was talking about that situation before she talked. I got the clip if you want to hear it.
Yeah, play it.
Yeah, play it.
But I'm just saying though, at the end of the day though, there would be no need to own multiple consoles if everything was on it. What the fuck are we doing here? What utopia is this?
They were discussing about not buying other consoles.
This shit out.
Play the clip.
I would say this. If we lived in a world where everything was on everything, then technically the only gaming platform would be PC. Because I wouldn't see Microsoft and Sony keep on making hardware if all their games is going to be on other hardware. They would just make games for PC. And then
it was just something that was talked about. It wasn't nothing that we were like discussing for an hour or anything. It was just something that was mentioned. But I'm just saying, like, he was bringing it up like Blu-ray players. They all play the same movies, but what sells them, what sets them apart, feature sets. That's what he was discussing. And people cut that off because they don't want to hear that shit. They want to make.
I think you need to play the clip, bro, so we can get some content.
Hey, yo, this is the podcast where somebody said that Black Panther is exclusive to Xbox.
No. That was Livewire. He started that was Livewire, man. That dude got.
Okay.
Yo, let me do a super chat real quick. I got Loso Oso, $5 super chat. Thank you, brother. He says, "Yo, Porter Rock, just wanted to say, keep up the good work, bro. God of War for the win. Thank you for your service, bro. From all us Dominican folks." That's what I'm saying, man. Que lo que pay, man. Appreciate it, bro. Thanks for the support, man. We're here to entertain.
Even if they were talking about a YouTube, whatever utopia world or whatever, that's still his perspective, right? That's still what he thought.
Perspective if every game was on every console, but it's not. So that's why he got a PlayStation 4 with God of War. Come on.
And that's the incentive.
Got another super chat. Raven Flow, $5 super chat. Appreciate it. Market share shrinks if consoles don't differentiate themselves. Dude is delusional and anti-capitalist. This is the same stupidity the PC gamers say.
Would you say the same thing about a Blu-ray player? Because they do set themselves apart. Right? There's Blu-ray players that are way better than some Blu-ray players you can buy at Walmart. That's all they were talking about. So if you want to cut out
they said that?
of audio, if you want to cut out a little slice of audio and try to make somebody look bad or discredit them, go right ahead. But you're making yourselves look like fools.
Wait. I mean, that shit went over my head. Hold on, goddamn. They said, what's the difference that Blu-ray players played all the same goddamn Blu-rays?
Yep.
What the fuck?
I don't know what every game was on every platform. That's all you
still have different brands of different Blu-ray players. You have Sony, Toshiba, this, that, and the other. This is a goddamn gaming console. It's exclusives that gives these goddamn consoles their identity. That shit right there was movie.
This is moving.
And he wouldn't disagree with that. That is what's going on right now. But my point is, what was being talked about at that moment, in the moment, was that subject. I mean, It's easy to understand. I don't understand why you guys can't get that.
Hey, you out here sounding like Kate Mega that y'all trying to defend. Yo, I don't want to do this, man.
It just has like there's more to the story than what was said.
Do you want to hear the clip? Do you want to hear the
Yes, yeah. Play it.
It better not be missing 5 seconds of audio.
Hey, Fonz, give me the clip. Let me play. We right now.
They got the Fonz got the JFK tape. Fonz got the JFK tape.
He's gonna be sounding like a robot.
Hey, Fonz, right now.
Want me to show you screen?
Give me the goddamn clip. Give me the lost tapes.
It's right there on RDX, but I got it.
Get play it, man. I'm just fucking
just fucking out, man. It's good to have you guys here, man. It's been a minute.
All right, let me go ahead and play it because it's all about.
Hey, man, listen up. The world exclusive, the JFK tapes.
Fuck, nigga, hold up.
Yeah, first party, it matters. I agree with
shit.
First party.
Hey, yo, why is every time I'm doing podcasts? I'm crazy.
I have the X. I have the PlayStation 4 Pro. Now, honestly, tell you, if they didn't have those first party exclusives, I would have sold my Pro a long time ago because I got the best multiplats on my Xbox One X and my PC, so I really don't need the Pro. But they got those first party exclusives that I can't get anywhere else, so I keep the system. So
why you have the X? You got a PC.
Yeah, let's say you could get a war on PC.
Then I wouldn't have a Pro.
Yeah, you wouldn't have a Pro.
I would love to see the exclusive war shift more towards hardware and services and less towards the games. I don't like my games being held over my head or other people's head because they make the systems as good as they can possibly be on that level instead of putting out underpriced, mediocre hardware that kind of gets the job done but could obviously be better.
I feel like you're in that utopian universe where the games are on one magic box or maybe everyone has the same games and
kind of like
Sylvester Stallone's your dad. And shit's just really weird, right?
It's all good.
Yeah.
Hey, Fonz, that ain't making it more better, Fonz. That shit's not even work. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why, Fonz.
Hold on. Let me do the super chat real quick. So start out with the Ruham. What's going on, brother? PR77. Keep up the good work. You in the panel, definitely, man. Appreciate it, brother. Hey, and then we got the Raven Flow. Blu-ray is losing ground to digital.
All right, hold on. I got about 20. Let me say this. Let me get this up just right quick, right? I'll be back. I'm coming back. I gotta go feed the kids and shit. Listen, right? That made it sound even worse, right? Because he's gonna say if it wasn't.
How does it sound worse, dude?
I'm about to explain to you. Hold on, fuck nigga, hold up. They said that first D said started off with the fraud shit. He said that if it wasn't for Sony's exclusive, he'd got rid of his Pro, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why you have an Xbox?
Okay, hold on. I'm about to go there. So he got the best version of the multiplats on his Xbox, but he got a $12,000 PC with CUDA cores and all this shit. And technically speaking, he get the best version of the multiplats on his goddamn PC. Yeah, and for cheaper. And I heard he be trapping out the band though. But D, my nigga, you still a fuck nigga though. So that kills that argument right there alone. You know what I mean? So that whole shit again, even my man say he wants more from talking about exclusives to go by hardware and service. What's up with this services shit from these Xbox? And then stop it.
As what was said, if everything was on everything, if every game was on every platform,
would you want that as a gamer?
I'd rather have these console. It be more about the console in that respect. And then when dealer, you hear him say, you live in a utopian world where everything is on everything, sure. And he's all, yeah, like movies. It's so easy to understand.
Oh man,
it's not how he feels about the situation right now. Now, exclusives are out there, and that's why he plays God of War.
Hey, listen, I'm not claiming to be the sharpest knife in the drawer. Maybe with a third grade education, with the IQ, but the size of a motherfucking hamster. But listen here, that don't make any goddamn sense. It's always about the goddamn games. Always about the games. You know what I mean?
Of course it is. But if every game was on everything, would you not just own one console?
Why would I want that?
I'm not saying you want that. Okay, maybe he wants that. Okay, every game.
How could you even compare a game? Even comparing video games to movies, it's two different goddamn experiences.
But here's the thing. That doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. And so is what he's talking about. It's irrelevant. It's nothing.
Let me ask you a question, Fonz. Let me ask you a question. I know you put up a good fight here, right? But I'm about to beat you the fuck up. Listen here. So do you agree with that, there? Do you want everything on everything?
I just said no. I like to have I think games define a console. That is my opinion.
Okay, something I said in the past. But again, would you be okay with everything being on everything?
Would I be okay with it if I could just buy one box? Of course I would, but it's not happening.
Hey, Fonz, first of all, man, all due respect, I have no respect. You ain't my man, right? You like one of the motherfuckers out there voted for Trump, but secretly get me seeing Obama. I got to go.
Yeah, dude, hi.
Killing guns. These motherfuckers is chasing chickens.
Here's one thing. Here's one thing. Besides these games exclusives giving the console identity, let's look at it from a competitive aspect. Why do Sony try to push so hard to create some of the best titles they could possibly create? It's just so that way they can sell the console. So that way people could be like, holy shit, these are compelling games. We're going to buy the console. What would happen if Sony were to just make games for everything? Like, there is no PlayStation. They just make games for... How hard would they push the titles? How much money would they invest in these titles if it's going to be on every single platform anyway? I think that's one of the keys of why Nintendo is Nintendo or Sony is Sony, is because it's more than just creating a compelling game in its own right. The game has to sell the console too. You know, it's not like The Witcher. The Witcher doesn't have to sell any platform, or Red Dead Redemption. It doesn't have to sell any platform.
But see, and that's the thing. That's
anything.
But see, all that talk is not serious talk. Like, would I love if we could have all these same games on one console and one box? Hell yes, I would love that. But that's a pipe dream. That's ridiculous. I know that. I'm not sitting here trying to damage control it and say, oh yeah, it's going to happen. That could happen. No, it can't happen, because at the end of the day, games are what defines these consoles. That's what I'm trying to say.
I agree. Now, here's the thing. If because for whatever reason, more and more Xbox dudes start voicing their opinion because of their love of plastic, and Phil Spencer looks at it like, I knew it. These guys really want everything on everything, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to put everything on anything. I'm gonna at least do my part. It's going to backfire on them.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Because
the only way it could backfire is if they keep putting out mediocre titles. And I'm being honest. Because, I mean, that's this generation so far. That's what's defined the Xbox.
That's a good segue into the next topic. Fucking issues with State of Decay.
Let me say one thing.
Then you're gonna get that cheeseburger and come back.
Yeah. Hold on. You said that putting everything on everything, it won't hurt as long as they keep it. Now, let's be fair. Them putting Gears of War on PC didn't help. Them putting Forza 6 or Forza Horizon 3, great game. I'm picking up the best games that they released within the last 2 years. Gears of War and the 4th, that didn't help. You know what I mean? So again, this is not my words. You can question mine. This is coming from the original godfather of the Xbox Series Blackley. Xbox people, console people and PC people are just two different consumers. Yeah, you know what I mean? The games that sell multi-million, billion, or whatever on PC are the Dotas and this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest. PC guys always, not to throw you guys in the bus. We want to get this on this. Or I forgot about the Grand Theft Auto 5 launch numbers. It was and it's like, it's crazy as hell. Talking about attach rate, they're fucking billions of millions of fucking PCs. You know how they do they shit. What did Ubisoft say? They release a game, 99% of the games are goddamn pirated. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying everybody's doing that, but we're just two different goddamn consumers. You know what I mean? Console, and I'm not knocking again, taking who plays on PC, that's your thing. But it's not. So you're selling a console. Here's the thing, right?
Wait. Okay. Hey, I got to break off and say something, because there's a lot of people in the chat that are telling me, that I'm hanging around certain people too much or whatever. My opinions are different from my opinion.
Are they questioning your integrity?
Please show respect to the members of the panel, please.
They caught up. They said, "Fuck, nigga, hold up." Please, they got Fonz out. Then they call Fonz come on the game show.
Hold up. This is a pony on this podcast. He's an Xbot. Yo, he can't find neutral ground anywhere.
Hey, here's the thing. My opinions are so much different than his in a lot of ways. And if you guys ever listen to us, you'd know that my opinions are different than his. I mean, I don't understand what you're talking about here. Some people are trying to, you're right, Puerto Rock. I go on an Xbox podcast. They get mad at me, call me a pony. I go to a pony podcast and I'm called an Xbox I can't fucking win because I am in the middle.
You should be a Nintendo weirdo. That's your calling.
Facts.
That's your true calling. Get that Switch. Joy-Con boys.
I don't do handhelds, bro. Can't do it.
Yeah, what I'm saying, that I'm sorry, I mean when the question finds integrity, I believe he does mean well. But check it out. At the end of the day, right? It is the exclusives we are talking about, and I don't care about anyone's sales. And then that goes in my pocket. But what gives you can't take. I'll give you an example. You're taking the value away from your box, more or less. You know what I mean? Because you're still in the business to sell consoles. I understand Microsoft is in a very unique position, Windows and PC. But we're talking about console gaming, and this is nothing new. You know, Bill Gates said, back in 2000, he wanted to see a Windows device in every front. When this and say, we already got a little hands in far as PC games. Those games were pretty huge back in Age of Empire, the Zoo Tycoons and shit, and all that shit like that. Right? I mean, but like I said, even my man, the guy who sent the chat to him, not so long ago, that we're just two different consumers. We are. Now, to be honest, how long has Xbox Play Anywhere been out for? About 2 years? Since 2015, 2000? Has that helped? Now, again, we all subjective about who has the better games and this, that, and the other. Fine. But, whether you like Gears of War or not, or whatever, like Uncharted, those are Microsoft's, they behemoths. The Gears of War, the Forza, now the Halo. That didn't fucking drive sales. It wasn't because, because Don's not in the game. No, Gears is cool, the story, but it's still for the multiplayer. It's probably the best multiplayer.
Yeah, but wouldn't you say that those games like Halo has fallen off?
I've always said, I said they're not what they once were. They're not the behemoth, you know what I mean? They've dropped down, but they're still what people buy Xboxes for. You understand what I'm saying?
Look, people want to buy Xboxes for the new behemoth.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, but you can't just take everything. Let me tell you something. Like I said, this in the show or previous.
My Xbox for Sea of Thieves, man. Come on, let's be real.
Everything that I want to talk about the Xbox, I no longer need the Xbox to experience. Xbox Live on my phone, and you know what I mean. I no longer need the actual console itself. You know what I mean? And
so you saying the features doesn't define the console? That's what you saying?
No, I mean I can get those features. The Microsoft's putting their services everywhere else. I don't, you know what I mean? Look, you got some forms of Xbox Live come to the goddamn Switch. What's for a person like me? How you said they got 99, even Aaron Greenberg, God bless her, he's out there talking about he bleed green. What the fuck you think they got that shit from? Be the behemoth you are. So we're talking for a motherfucker that been here since 2001 in Xbox Live. I was a beta since 2002. I'd spent over $25 on hardware alone, not counting fucking other fucking controllers and this, that, and the other collector's edition. This on consoles alone. You know what I mean? When a motherfucker like me, and again, how you said bleed green and all this shit, looking at these, and again, I started this shit off. I've always been critical of Microsoft. People just get caught up in the theatrics and shit. But when I'm looking at and asking, what's the fucking end game here? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Like, look, I remember, I remember when Sony said was something about Spider-Man came out, or they were showing some, and Microsoft responsible that they were talking about Xbox Live in the interactive numbers or some shit, right? So I did a video, bugging the fuck out, making fun of that shit, right? And people questioned my integrity. Actually, it was D. No, it was just bad timing. And they did this shit again now. When they with the God of War shit, they told me some what that was launching and something about some Xbox Live and numbers, and they showed some Lucky Tale shit. So I did a video bugging. So then again, what did Sony come out with yesterday? What the day for yesterday? 3.1 million in sales. And what they come out? Well, 1 billion goddamn hours on backwards compat. And then you see the article. They no longer release sales because they gauge their growth by interaction. I'm like, user engagement. I'm like, come on, what are we doing here? Like, this shit is crazy as hell. Now, I don't know if it's Phil or a Satya. I don't know, man. But maybe, like I said, man, I'm just the old guy at the gate, man. And it's, and this ain't my home no more, man.
Well, speaking of the topic, State of Decay too, I think that it is what it was. State of Decay was never a big game, and I know the developers. It has come out. Z, you're the one that made a video and showed where the developers were saying it was a AAA game, and that's where I learned it from, was from you, because I never heard that before. But at the same time, like with the price point alone screams AA. The visuals alone scream AA. And it's a game that I'm still looking forward to, but is it a system seller? Hell no. I mean, that's not going to put them on the map.
Well, we just saw it, but they just released but here's the thing. But even when SARS started the price, and again, I would hate to question their integrity. They said they was putting out the price that low, or Microsoft was backing them to get people, to buy the game. You know what I mean? They're not saying it because
the price is that low because they haven't spent money on the game, marketing, or anything else. Come on,
bro. I'm just listening again. It's not what they said. They said it was they went from using the Cry engine to using Unreal 4 because it's getting it's a number of interviews. Know what I mean, no, don't worry about the price. It's still going to be a AAA game. We're just doing this, and then I remember I got attacked again. Well, see, Phil's for the game. Why are you explaining about getting more expensive game? Listen, I'm not complaining about the game. I wanted a AAA goddamn game. We haven't had one over this bitch in 2 years. Yeah. I wasn't looking for Ori and the Blind Forest.
He's a good. Franz, I know you've been on this podcast when we talked about it. Remember, and I'm pretty sure you were on it, and most of us were on it, where our biggest fear of Game Pass was that Microsoft will use that as a way to just release AA, single A type games, and that nobody will really have much room to talk because it's only $10. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't complain if you're only paying $10 a month for a whole bunch of mediocre games.
If you look at like State of Decay, or not State as like Sea of Thieves, and I'm sorry to say, but Crackdown 3 doesn't look that great to me, and then you got State of Decay 2, which honestly, it's not going to appeal to a lot of people. I mean, this game is not a game where you can just jump in and play. This is not a Dead Rising game. This is not a hold your hand game. This is a managing resources and stuff. It's very, there's a lot to it, and I don't think a lot of people are going to like the game, period. But for me, I loved the first one with all the jank and everything, and I still played it. So I'm going to be buying this game, but man, this is not the game to save the Xbox, and I don't think they have one yet. Going into Game Pass or first party alone this generation, that's really spoke volumes to me at all, really. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, the best game I've played maybe by them is Gears. It was like after that, it falls off quick. Mm-hmm. Cuphead, maybe? Yeah, Cuphead. Cuphead was fantastic. Cuphead was that's an indie. Where's the AAAs?
This is spooky as shit. And there's recently Phil Spencer. I'll go in and out of topics, but Phil Spencer had an interview and they talked about what happened to a sequel, Ryse. He said this, and I will quote: Microsoft Xbox boss was asked why a sequel to 2013's Ryse: Son of Rome was never released. After which Spencer replied, "This due to a combination of things. Although he does believe that the action hack and slash genre is a genre that Microsoft should be doing more in. There is never an easy answer to why something didn't happen," Spencer said. "It's a combination of a lot of things, some right and some wrong. I really like the game. I'm glad you did as well. It's a genre we should be doing more. I agree on that." In a follow-up tweet, Spencer clarified that it's impossible to create sequels for all of their IPs when new IPs need to be created as well. We conserve a lot of things. Many of the franchises we shipped have fans. I hear from most of them on sequels we should do. Obviously impossible to do all when we want to create a new IP as well. You try to build what's most likely. That's exactly what I was going to cover.
This guy is full of shit. Yo, stop that.
That's exactly what I was going to say. What new IPs?
Yeah, I'm sick and tired of this, man. Yo, everybody keep reading this dude and following this. Yo, he hasn't delivered on shit.
Yo, and I grant this. CFT's no IP, but we known about that since 2015. That was announced 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Where's the rest of the new IPs? So we didn't get a Ryse 2 because they're trying to create new IPs. Like, we ain't getting one or the other.
So
like, what is this dude talking about?
In between IPs, and the one you do release doesn't have a Kraken with a full fucking body. Get the fuck out of here.
Yo, the dude is full of shit, yo. I'm telling you, this guy, yo, every time somebody asks him a question, yo, he spins around. He runs around the question and loop around. Everybody be like, yeah, Phil, yeah. No, stop, yo. Enough is enough with this guy, yo. Enough is, he hasn't done anything. What new IP? Sea of Thieves?
Hey, yo, know what they gonna say Phil did? Well, for now, Phil took the Kinect out the box. Nigga! Yo, that's gonna be his legacy. Voodoo Vince, goddamn Lucky Tails, and Phil took the god. They gonna put this on his tombstone.
You know what they do? You know what they do? They say Phil is a good guy. He came in our party chat and say hi to us one day. It's okay.
Wasn't Phil when it wasn't Sea of Thieves and all these games that are coming out now already in production when Phil took over too?
No, 4 years.
I don't know.
That's the 4 years.
In 2014, I believe we saw Crackdown 3. I believe we saw.
Crackdown 3 we did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we it wasn't. But they fired. He took over in 14, but we saw Crackdown at Gamescom 2014. So that probably was already. But Sea of Thieves, I think that may be under him. I don't know.
I mean, but you got to look at this too. I think that Microsoft, unfortunately, it looks like this generation, it seems that they're going the way of the dollar signs instead of games right now. It's services first. It's hardware, and the hardware to fix the 900p stigma. But services, and they want these games as a service to get that continuous revenue stream. And they banked on Sea of Thieves, which I think was a miserable failure, in my opinion. I don't think that a lot of people are going to be buying into this game much longer. I've talked to a lot of Xbox dudes that were hype on this game at first, not so much anymore. So
will they say it publicly? A lot of these motherfuckers still saying the game generation.
Yeah,
the game had a good concept to it. It failed. The execution was just bad. There's no concept really to it.
Last night I was on my I was looking at my friends list and I saw one person playing Sea of Thieves, and that was Phil Spencer. Everybody else was playing another game.
You should have blocked his ass.
Oh man, my man Phil Spencer still alive.
Crazy. That's the problem with this generation. It's like it's not that they haven't put out first party titles, guys. It's that they put out mediocre titles.
You know
that's the problem.
You know what? You know what's crazy, right? That's my last thing I'm gonna say before I go. But you guys have it, right? I'm gonna just say pick BGST out there, a bunch of fuck niggas, right? But the narrative, Microsoft is the king of multiplayer games, and let's see, where's Sony AAA multiplayer game, right? We're gonna say that. No, this is subjective, okay? If you want to give Microsoft, because I said then that Microsoft really no longer has the crown of the best multiplayer games that is now going on to third-party games, multiplats, right? But even if you're going to say that, you're going to take that stance and say the Xbox has the better multiplayer games, right? Quality-wise, our multiplayer games have not been that good compared to Sony's first-party exclusives that are coming out now. That are coming out now. Now, I never played Uncharted Online. I never played The Last of Us Online, and those guys like that. They might like that better than Gears of Halo. All that again is subjective. I'm just talking about overall outside of the bubble. Whereas here it is with Sony and even Nintendo. You're not a big Nintendo guy, where their behemoths have risen in stock in value. Zelda critically acclaimed. The Mario, they got Maryland and fucking in the Bronx when they got them Harlem. And they reinvented those franchise for lack of a better good. Sold more, higher Metacritics. But here's our two big games. Besides Forza, that's the only one that's raising the stock for Microsoft. Gears and Halo have went down. And I've also said this, that each generation, in my opinion, for a console to be successful, is that they need a new AAA game. You know what I mean? Like, again, the first Xbox, Halo, second Xbox, Gears. Xbox guys have not got that, old shit moment for exclusive-wise, new IP this generation. And where it says, again, Sony, look at Ascension. I liked it, you know what I mean? And it was, the story wasn't, of course, as good as 3, but they totally tore that bitch down. You had some motherfuckers hating somebody can't jump. Like, this shit crazy. They totally rebooted the franchise. It's going to sell more than any other God of War ever. You know what I mean? And we got to stop talking about because to me, our games are not fucking good. You know what I mean? Look at Lucky Tales. Compare that, and I'm not even like you. Compare that to the Ratchet and Clank. If we're going to really have this conversation, right? Look at Lucky Tales. That's our love platform, or even Voodoo Vince, whatever. Compare that to Ratchet and Clank. You know what I mean? Exclusive wise, whatever. Microsoft are fucking.
I'm not under the belief that every game should be compared, but at the same time, if you just look at the batch of games. Like I said, mediocre titles on one side, then you've got some heavy hitters on Sony side. And going into next gen, if Microsoft doesn't show a roadmap, I'm going to put it this way. I'm a guy who buys all consoles. Like when a new console comes out, I got to have it. All right. But if they don't show a roadmap or show something coming out for that next generation console on the Xbox side, I'm not going to buy one. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to buy one right away because Why? Until they give me an incentive to, I'm not going to do it. It's that simple. I don't like, I'm not a fan of just liking a console just for its features or whatnot. For me, it's all about the games. Okay. And with Sony, they've already got me with games like Last of Us. Okay. I know Last of Us 2 is coming, and that could be a launch title for the PS5. If the PS5 does come out in November, who knows, next year.
Hey, I'm sorry. Let me do some super chats. Ravenflow.
I'll be back. I gotta feed the kids, man.
All right, no doubt. Ravenflow said, MS always relied on buying their best IPs. Show's over. Just, I'm going to talk about that. I know last gen with the 360, Microsoft was able to acquire from second party, from external relationships, some of the best IPs out there for at least, at a minimum, timed exclusives. Like Mass Effect. It was, exclusive for like 2 years or whatever. BioShock was exclusive for a year. Elder Scrolls Oblivion was like exclusive for like a year,
Mm-hmm.
The bad part about that strategy is in order for that strategy to work for the entire gen, you have to be the dominant system. Because when you're no longer the dominant system, these developers and publishers that have these IPs, they're going to be reluctant to let you have it for a year when you're not the best console out there in terms of market share. That's what happened with Rise of Tomb Raider when Square Enix announced that it was going to go on PC and PlayStation like 6 months before it even came out on Xbox. When the deal was it was going to be on Xbox exclusive for a while, It's because at that point Square Enix saw like, holy shit, fucking PlayStation's running away with this console market, and our best game is not going to be on it. We got to do something to damage control this. That's really what happened. That's why they announced it early, because they had to damage control the fact that it's not going to be on PlayStation 4. So that strategy of buying the best IP only works if you're the top dog. If you're not the top dog, you're either going to pay an exaggerated amount of money for the IP, or you're not going to get it at all.
I want to say real quick, Digital Tiger, how am I quiet about Sea of Thieves? I just said it's a mediocre title and it's a failure. So listen before you type, brother. And stop buying them.
Okay, and there's one more super chat. My man Lionel, man, what's going on, brother? Thanks for the support. Glad to have you back. He says maybe the Xbox was only a last gen trend that now has taken its course. Sony has proven the test of time. I don't know. I mean, I think it's all this change in management too hasn't helped Xbox. I would say this with Sony, it just seems like every person that took over understood the guy's vision before they took it over, and they just continued on from like literally they passed the torch from person to person. Like they were in on the whole concept. Like they didn't try to reinvent the wheel when they took over the PlayStation division. They knew the vision. They just continued forward. But with Xbox, it just seems like every person that took the helm tried to do their own thing completely, vice going back and be like, all right, this is what Peter Moore did. This is what made Xbox successful. I'm going to continue that trend. And then they hand out the torch. Okay, this is what Don Matrick did. It seemed like each person, like Peter Moore had his vision. Then as soon as he gave it to Don Matrick's like, nah, fuck that. I'm going to do this. Then Don Matrick was gone. And Phil Spencer's like, all of this shit's wrong. I'm going to do this. And if Phil's gone, what's the next guy going to do? You see what I'm saying? It just doesn't seem like they have a consistent path to keep this console consistent with success. Because I don't think anything was wrong with the 360. I think they could have, if they would have built on what they established with 360, I think Xbox One would have been a powerhouse if they would have just focused on what the 360 has done. But I think with this sports and Connect and cable shit, it shifted course. And I don't think they were able to right the ship at all. What do you guys think?
I agree. It's like Apple, how you have Tim Cook that's in charge, but Tim Cook is basically just following everything Steve Jobs basically wanted. You know what I mean? There's like a consistency going on with the company. Well, Microsoft is all over. 2014, Phil was saying something. Before 2014, what was it? Don Matrick?
Yeah,
it was a completely different vision than what we see here now. You know what I mean? It seems like people were more, they liked what Xbox was going to be delivering with that original vision. I mean, everybody had their little disagreements as far as online all the time, but they had confidence that games was coming and the games are actually going to be good. Now it's like everybody's getting upset. They're hopping over the PlayStation. You know, I'm talking about the fanboys, guys. I know everybody's like, we should be gamers. I'm talking about the fanboys. You know what I mean? It's just like gamers is realizing like there's no real consistency here with this platform. It's not really delivering what we want. The people are just full of shit. And it is what it is, man.
Yeah, even some of the people that are so diehard Xbox that, you know, still talk a lot of shit. They're you know, they're playing their PlayStations. Trust me, they're playing them.
So given how Sea of Thieves came out, right, and State of Decay, hopefully that's one game I'm gonna get. That's really the one main game I'm looking forward to on Xbox so far. How important is E3 now? Like, did the stake at E3 raise exponentially now? Like, now is it even higher
for me
than it was before?
For me, it's make or break for Xbox, and I'm sorry that might piss some of the Xbox off, but for me, it really is. This will give me a roadmap for Xbox because you know what? Let's say, you know, like I've been saying, you know, games take time. You know, of course, we know average 4 years to make a really great game. Phil Spencer, you know, if he did invest in first party a year and a half ago, you know what? Then you should have a game opening up your next console within a couple of years. You should have a badass new IP game, right? Show that this E3. If you can't show much, just tell us about it. Say, hey, we're working on this stuff. If they don't mention anything, I'm sort of just sitting there going, okay, I'm going to stop buying your Game Pass and all your services. If that's the route you want to take, then I'm no longer going to pay for that stuff. Okay, because to me, I don't want to support a company that's not going to support the number one thing that I want out of my consoles, which is games. Okay. And I'm just being honest here. I don't hate on Xbox, but they have to be real with me. Okay. They have to show me what they're going to do for me.
I think a lot of people's in that same position that you're in, man. A lot of people's like, yo, we heard the things that you've been saying all these times since you came, you know, the leader of Xbox. You've been saying that you're doubling down on first party, and then you're saying, oh, we got to keep it quiet. You know what I mean? Like on the opposite side of things, PlayStation, you know, when that article came out, they're doubling down on first party. Look at what we're hearing. Look at what we're hearing. Sony Bend, they're making a new game. They just did a new studio for, you know, the rumors on chart. You're actually hearing stuff about it. But with Xbox, it's like, okay, it's nothing. It's like quiet. You're saying all this good stuff, and there's nothing coming out of it.
Here's what I have to mention too. Sony Bend, they've got that game Days Gone. That's not even out yet. It's not even proven yet, but everybody's waiting for it because why? It's a Sony exclusive. And that is the stigma around Sony now, is that they crank out great exclusives. So they've got people already buying into the ecosystem. They got people buying that PS5 already. They've got people already on board. And that is what's lacking with Microsoft, because let's face it, Game Pass is not going to sell Xbox 2s or whatever you want to call the next Xbox. That's not what's going to make people run out and buy the next Xbox. It's going to be games, period. It always will be.
You gotta have the game.
Yeah, yeah. Services like Game Pass will only work if you have the compelling titles to sell it. Like we all did. Like notice most people when we compare it, we compare it to Netflix, right? 9 times out of 10, most people be like Netflix type service, Netflix. Most people don't say words like Voodoo type service or Hulu type service. We always reference Netflix. Why? Because that's the one streaming service that pushes out some of the best exclusive content out there. Because of the exclusives. It's got, you know what I'm saying? It's the exclusives that makes people want to go to Netflix. You know, the Daredevils, the Punishers, the Black Mirrors, the Brights. You know, it's all these exclusive Netflix originals that people see and be like, yeah, I want to get a Netflix service. So even something as simple as Netflix, even that has its exclusives to push the thing, you know? Because if it didn't have exclusives, then why get Netflix? You could just get Hulu or any other service. It's the same thing. Yeah. But Netflix originals define the platform. And I don't think, and I hope Phil Spencer understand that, because he can't just sell Game Pass just because it's $10 a month. No one cares to play 5-year-old games for $10 a month.
And not even just that, but you can't put out mediocre titles on Game Pass and expect it to sell. Just ain't gonna work. You need some good titles in there. You need 1 or 2 a year that's really solid AAA to make that thing a hit.
I agree. You need to see, and it's something, it needs to sell it. You need big things to sell the service, you know? Because at the end of the day, games sells everything. It sells consoles, it sells services, it makes people buy controllers, it makes people buy headsets. It's the games. The games is the foundation of everything we do around the console, you know? And anyway,
and that is exactly why I say games define a console because of that.
I don't think Game Pass should be the defining factor of your platform either, because it depreciates the games. Regardless of what game you come out with, and it's going to be big budget title and all that, it's on Game Pass. People's going to be like, is this really? People's not going to really buy into it. You know how success can easily sell the game even more. People hearing that God of War sold 3.1 million in 3 days, they're gonna be like, "Whoa, what's that? I need to play that game." You know what I mean? But you having your big budget game on Game Pass for $10, like, is this even worth it? You know, is it really a big budget AAA game? People's gonna doubt it, man. It depreciates the game.
Yeah, that's also understandable, because it's almost like the difference between a movie, you know, coming out in theaters, big blockbuster movie, but then they make the sequel a direct to DVD.
Yeah,
that's when you know. Okay, that's when you know.
There's gonna be some type of.
There's gonna be some bullshit right here. All right.
Not saying that Game Pass is bad. I don't think Game Pass is bad, but I don't feel like it should be the main cusp of your platform.
I think I think it's just a service, just like anything else, like party chat, like whatever the fuck we got, like fucking share play, all that shit. It's just nice features. Hold on, let me do a couple of party chat here. All right, so my man Ron Lamont, $5 super chat. He says, "I think the new Tomb Raider gonna be trash. Like, how the fuck you have 3 origin story games and it's not changing much in 2 weeks?" That is true. Like, how many goddamn games before she becomes Tomb Raider? Like I don't know, man. Like, I'm hoping. I did enjoy Rise of Tomb Raider. Did you guys enjoy that game?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. I thought it was dope. I thought it was fantastic.
I thought the story was whack, but the game was fun. It was okay.
I felt like the pacing of the story wasn't as good as the first one, but I'm still yet to beat the game. Like, every time I boot it up, I'm like, I just can't finish. I don't know what it is, man. It's not catching on me.
You know what it is? It's how can I put it? It's not like it doesn't. There's too many fetchy shit that you got to do that takes you out of the game. Like, if you want to, like, you have to do a lot of crafting and gear shit, you know, and sometimes that pulls you out of the momentum. So I can understand that. Like, there were times I had to, like, force myself to keep playing.
You know what? You're right, dude, because for me, it wasn't the fact that the crafting was there. It's that the crafting was kind of stupid. Like, it wasn't innovative or fun or anything when you crafted certain things. It was just like one of those things that was just tacked on, it felt.
Yeah, so it wasn't well thought out, and then it's like it was almost tedious and monotonous, but you had to do it in order to really take advantage of the weapons and skill sets and all that. So, and that will pull you out of the game. So that's what I thought. Hey, $50 super chat to my man Lionel. Man, appreciate it, brother. He got the big purple. My man got the legendary gear set on the screen. He says competition is people, man. Yeah, he is, man. Man, I'm telling you, that's Yoshida. I'm telling you. I don't care what anybody tells you. That's Yoshida right there. That's his little moniker right there. It says competition is good, but the market decides if there will be. Google and Windows basically own a monopoly over their own market. It is safe to say Sony might become the Google of the console market. And why accept comp when competition is mediocre? You know,
the thing is, we don't want Sony to become the Google.
No, because we
want the competition.
We seen that world.
Yeah, you get a PS3 type console. You know what I mean?
But motherfucker saying you're gonna work 3 jobs for this shit. Like what? Man. Like, oh shit. But so let's see what I said. So next topic. All right, hype for Red Dead Redemption 2. What do you guys thought about the?
Let me get it off my chest real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
That trailer was really trash. It was really bad. Yeah. The trailer was garbage. Very lackluster.
Shit.
Listen. Let me explain. This game is less than 5 months away, right? That's the only piece of shit trailer you guys can come up with. Now,
story trailer.
What I'm saying
right now?
I beat the game twice.
It's the same. It's the same shit,
right? So,
are you serious?
My thing is, that trailer was lackluster.
Yep.
It wasn't interesting at all. They didn't show anything to get anyone hyped Go look at the comment section.
They showed John
comment
Marston.
section.
They got people hyped. Trust me, I'm a big fan of the game, bro.
Cool.
Yeah, but we want to see some real gameplay.
We are 5 months out from this fucking game. That trailer that they showed the other day should have been the first trailer to announce the game. Not no fucking horses and no fucking running from farm to farm. Like, no, that's not gonna get people hyped. All I'm saying is show a fucking better trailer because that shit was trash.
Can I say this? Can I say this? All right, so I agree. I wanted to see more interactive gameplay, but we didn't get that. We got, this is trailer number 3 of basically what we already saw before, the first 2 trailers. Do you guys think that because of God of War and how that game is critically acclaimed and how high of a standard it is, do you think that God of War has raised the standard for games after that's coming out, where people are going to be like, this is not as good as God of War? Do you guys think that?
I don't think it's just God of War. I think it's also The Last of Us 2.
Well,
those trailers were just fucking.
Yes,
like,
but I mean,
like watching.
like,
I see what you're saying.
Okay, we know Red Dead is going to be good, right? I don't think by any stretch of imagination the game is going to come out and people are going to be like trash. I think it's going to be great. But do you think that God of War raised that bar up higher for any of the games that are coming this year or later? Or will we play the game and be like,
but you got to think about it like this, Kratos. These games have already been in development, right?
Yeah.
So Rockstar and Red Dead, I mean, this is one of my favorite franchises of all time, right? So I'm pretty sure it's going to deliver on all cylinders. I'm just saying the trailer, quote, the trailer needed to be better for me.
Here's the thing. For me, I wanted to see gameplay as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get
that.
But
hold on. Fonz. Me and you know that, and everybody here knows when Rockstar does these trailers, there's going to be another one very soon.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this is what they do. So this is not the only one.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to get at. Is they usually show story trailers like this, and then they get into those narrative trailers where they break it down on what you're going to do, and that's coming. That's coming.
Yeah, that's coming.
They've already said they're holding firm to the October 26th date. So it is only 5 months away, and for me, it was a compelling trailer in itself just because it showed John Marston and there was scenes that depicted that there was a relationship there between Arthur Morgan and John Marston outside of just being in the gang together, but it looks like he's looking out for him. And from what I've read from the developers, that is the case. And we're going to be able to see his story flushed out through Arthur Morgan's eyes. And I think this is the
really
prequel,
cool, right?
What they're doing.
Yeah, it's a prequel.
Yeah. Anyway, but I'm hyped up for this game so much, man. It's God of War right now is my game of the generation, okay? Because the gameplay in that game was just so damn fun. So as good as Red Dead 2 can be, it's going to be hard to be God of War, to be honest.
I'll be honest, I'm excited for Red Dead. I love the first one. I didn't do much of the multiplayer, but the single player was fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
I haven't beat Red Dead. I got to the end. Well, I haven't beat that game. I might just boot it up on PS Now and complete that joint.
Red Dead to me is like what The Last of Us was to me. I'm not going to say. I think they're on the same level of the impact that it had on me. I just hated it took this fucking long to get a damn sequel.
8 years.
You think?
Yeah, and I think people have forgotten about Red Dead, or maybe us old heads who played it and enjoyed it. We remember it, but a lot of the other people don't really. They're like, yeah, Red Dead. I heard about that game, but I didn't play it.
Because I've been reading a lot about this game, dude. And the developers over there at Rockstar, they've all combined all their studios together. Rockstar is like working like one big unit, and they've been all working on Red Dead for 8 years. 8 years. So the stuff they're pushing here, they're talking about how they're going to push the open world into the next generation. Like this is going to be some next level shit. Like they plan to support this game for the next 6-7 years before they make the next one.
Like back in the day when I beat the game, right? Well, I didn't even beat the game yet at this time. But when I popped in Red Dead, everyone was talking about the online multiplayer, right? So once I got hooked. I played that game for almost a year online exclusively, right? That game set a precedent onto what GTA 5 is now.
Yeah.
And I never played the online. I never played
the online. Was amazing.
It's good. It is good.
It was really fucking good. So with this
much
game,
better than GTA 4.
Oh, GTA 4 is trash.
Yeah, it was trash.
Fucking. So with this game, I feel like they're gonna set the bar even higher, and GTA 6 will just follow suit as usual.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Critopsy in the chat. He said Red Dead Redemption 2 also uses a new custom engine. That's true. But also, you're a PC guy, and I don't know if you'll get Red Dead 2, buddy. I don't know.
Yeah, because Red Dead, the first one didn't go on PC, right? Yeah, Red Dead didn't go on PC.
No, because he constantly trolls me about PC being better, and it is. It is a better platform. It's got the most options for these games, but sometimes games don't come out on that.
Listen, the best place to play is where there are games, right? So if you can't get Red Dead on PC, if you can't get God of War on PC or any of these other big games on PC, then is it really that good?
I don't know. It
depends. Yeah, man. If PC gamers, y'all need to stop whining, man. Just go get your PlayStation on like 200. Xbox is like 200, and play the damn game, man. It's like it's not that difficult, bro.
Yeah, that's how I feel about consoles. It's like, you know, when something comes out and you're just bitching about your console of choice, well, go get that other console if there's some stuff you want to play on that other console. I mean, just
or trade the trash one in.
Yeah, it's affordable now. I mean, hell, I could just imagine we'll probably see once again either 200, maybe even $175 consoles this November.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that shit's gonna be dirt cheap now. Hey, let me do some super chat. Ravenflow, he says $2 super chat. He says I'm giving $2 to concede to Lionel. Telling you, man, you can't mess with the head of Sony. And then we got Frogs.
All you gotta do is save it up, man. Instead of breaking it up in $2 each interval, that's $1.
And then my man Frogs, Dope Gaming, appreciate the support, brother. $2 super chat. He says Tomb Raider will have the Titanfall 2 effect. What do you guys think about that?
I don't know. I think this Tomb Raider, I've heard people play it already, like the gaming forum. They said it just feels like an extension of Ryse.
Oh, what?
Yeah, an extension of Ryse of the Tomb Raider. Remember that?
Oh, it's like a fucking expansion pack.
Yeah.
Well, because it's
I'm hearing the trilogy, right? With stealth.
This is more stealth focus.
Yeah. This is the third game in the
and she's still becoming Tomb Raider. Get the fuck out of here. When does she ever learn to be fucking Lara Croft, bro? Like fuck. Yeah. I don't know, but we'll see.
They're gonna have the dual pistols in there. Watch, they better.
But I heard on X is gonna run at 4K 60.
No, they walked that back. Yeah.
They
I know
it's gonna be 1080p 60.
Yeah.
The desperation is real.
That was a mistake. That was a mistake.
Yeah, it was a mistake. Yeah.
Ah, shit. See, I try to say something positive, and Xbox still fucks me over. God damn it. I try to say something nice. Shit.
Hey, let me ask you guys this. I just got this one question right. So now we got the X, which is the world's most powerful console, and all the guys say that they're playing the better multi-plats on it, so that's why they buy all their games. Once the PS5 drop, will they buy a PS5 and then play the multi-plats on that because that'll be the best place to play?
I think they'll wait for the. I know Fonz will. That I tell you one thing. Fonz will go with the best platform at any given moment. But I think they will wait to see what Microsoft does. And then if the next Xbox is weaker, then they'll find some way to damage control it and still stay on Xbox.
Hey yo,
that's my prediction.
Better.
I'm just keeping it real.
Everybody keeps saying this whole multi-plat is best here. That's the reason why I'm playing here. Why weren't they saying that at the beginning of this generation?
Exactly. You know what I mean? Or when the Pro first dropped, right? That was the world's most powerful console, and it was the best best way to play the multi-plat. So
but let's be fair. Guys on the PS4 were saying that about multi-plats. Back then, they were saying this is the best place to play these games.
No, I'm not saying
1080p makes you a better gamer.
I'm just saying if you always go towards the power, right? There will always be a system that will be more powerful.
In fact, in my opinion, I ain't gonna say that's the worst, but that is a hard. Unless you're the type like Fonz that will get everything, that is a hard thing to keep up with. Yeah. Where your library is constantly changing based on the power of the platform that you're going for. That means your library will go back and forth.
It's not really that hard to keep up with in a world where we live with $7 lattes, bro. Like just
well, I'm a cheap bastard. And my man Mitch Mustang Sr., $2 super chat. And he said, Leslie Benzies left Rochester. I wonder how it goes. All right. Did I miss a conversation? My man Mitch, what are we talking about? Leslie Benzies left Rochester. I wonder how it goes. Who's Leslie Benzies?
I don't know.
My man Mitch, you on the right podcast? I think my man, yo, he's probably thinking, fuck, I didn't mean he probably gave the super chat to the wrong podcast.
He's probably texting his wife or something.
Exactly. Like, oh, shit. But I appreciate the follow. I just wish I knew, hey, if you could clarify, you know, maybe on a follow-on statement.
Oh, he said Rockstar, I meant. He meant Rockstar.
Oh, Rockstar?
He said Leslie Benzies left Rockstar.
Oh. Oh, shit. My man, bitch, he said he meant Rockstar. I was like, left Rochester. Like, I'm from New York, but I don't know. I thought he said a rapper. I was like, who's this dude? All right, my man Lionel Vogan, my man Yoshida, he said, shout out to all the Red Dead Revolver fans who made Red Dead a thing before you fake fans came through. You know, I beat Revolver. I love Revolver.
Yeah, hey.
I fucking loved it.
Then I played that other game, Gun. Remember Gun?
Oh, I remember Gun.
Yeah, Gun was badass. That was before Red Dead. Yes. And I know that's not in the series, but still, Gun was a Western game. It was badass, too.
I love Red Dead Revolver. That shit was dope. Man, that shit was crazy. All right, so here you go. Final thing. We already talked about that. We talked, all right. And last part, all right, which should have been the first topic. God of War selling 3 million, right, in 3 days. And people are damage controlling it. Like, so am I missing something? Like, now games are supposed to sell 50% attach rate? Well, what are we talking about? Like, what happened?
Damage controlling
let me tell you something. Over the last couple of weeks, I traveled. I've been to Spain, Italy, Romania, and then I just came back from freezing my ass off in Norway. Shit is still snowing up there. Like, what the fuck, all right? So I come back and I'm seeing this shit. Did I miss something over the last couple of weeks? Like, what are we doing? Like, what is happening where people think that a game should sell 40 to 50% of the attach rate when that rarely ever happens, if it happens at all?
Well, you remember a few months ago that whole attach rate business, how PlayStation users aren't buying their games and stuff, and then you broke it down. Remember with that math you did?
Yeah, my math board. But how did it get so high to now people expect 50%?
I think people are delusional, man. They want
even Call of Duty don't do that. Even Call of Duty doesn't sell 50%.
Am I right or wrong when I say there's just 80 million consoles out there, people that sold, right?
Yeah.
So isn't that more of a bigger pool to people to not like God of War?
Yeah.
Right. So they expect this game to do 50 million because there's 80 million? That makes no sense.
I don't think, but people don't understand is people buy consoles. Here's a couple of things people gotta understand. Number one, people buy consoles for different reasons. It's not like when we say exclusive sells console, it's not one specific exclusive. It's a variety of exclusives, whether it be Yakuza, whether it be Uncharted, whether it be God of War, it could be baseball, it could be Gran Turismo Sport, it could be whatever genre people like, you know. And the more genres you cover, the more likely you'll attract more people because you just have more genres that attract to people, right? That's number one. Number two, the 80 million is not unique individuals. Like Jay Barry, you bought a PS4 original, right? Mm-hmm. And you got a Pro, right? Mm-hmm. That's 2 consoles you bought. All day, you had a PS4, right? Slim or regular?
Yep. Slim.
And now you have the Pro.
Pro, yep.
Oh, so now you had 3.
3, yeah.
Mm-hmm. J-Dubs. He bought like 12.
Hey, I tried to help him, man. I tried.
But you see what I'm getting at? A lot of these sales on all platforms are people buying multiple consoles, whether it's because they upgraded to the Pro or they bought an extra one for the living room. So it's 80. While you got 80 million consoles sold, you don't have 80 million unique users. You have people that bought multiple consoles for a certain reason, whether it's because they replaced it with the Slim or they replaced it with the Pro or the original model broke or they gave it away or they just wanted 2 in the house or you're just J-Dub and you just want to give everybody and bless the world with PlayStations left and right. Whatever the reason, you understand? All those little things diminish the attach ratio. Every single one of those, you know? Some people wait for the game so they could buy it used. That's also going to diminish. So you have people that bought God of War or got God of War, but they didn't actually buy it. You also have game share. Like me, I got game share. So my brother-in-law got God of War because through me. So that's 2 people playing God of War. You see what I'm saying? Or for one purchase. There's multiple things. And I'm not just saying damage controlling for God of War. This applies to all platforms. Nintendo, Xbox. You know, you have multiple console purchases. Hell, Xbox, there's some people who bought 3 on a normal basis. They bought the OG Xbox One, they bought the Slim, and now they bought the X. That's 3. You see what I'm saying? So all those things between multiple console purchases, and now that we got, you know, game sharing, all those things diminish attach ratio. It's a normal cycle of life. I don't understand where people are getting 50 million sales, especially when there's not really any games that did that. There's not that many games. Call of Duty doesn't do that. It doesn't sell 50% to the fan base. You know what I'm saying? Battlefield doesn't do that. Witcher didn't do that. I don't think Destiny doesn't do that. So the only game I could think of that has 50% or more attach ratio was Wii Play, and that was because it came with the controller. So people really bought the controller.
No, they comparing it. They comparing it to Breath of the Wild. You know what I mean? Because they're saying Breath of the Wild, it surpassed its attachment ratio.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing that Nintendo always does that. Like compare Twilight Princess when it first came out. It sold like 6 million when the Wii was like at 10 million, right? But then years later, fast forward like 4 or 5 years later, when Skyward Sword came out, Skyward Sword sold 3-4 million, and the Wii was at 80-90 million units sold. That's going to happen because when it's easy to have a 50% attach ratio when there's only 7-8 million people. They bought it for that reason. Those 10 million people bought the Wii or the Switch because of Zelda. So yes, it's gonna have a high attach ratio. But as time goes on, there was no
other reason to
buy it. Yeah, there was no other reason. So if you bought a Switch, it was because of that. Now in 3-4 years, when more and more people buy a Switch, it's not because of Zelda. They're gonna buy it because they could buy portable games or because of this game or that game. The next Zelda is not gonna have a high attach ratio like Breath of the Wild. It's gonna be really low. All Zeldas go through that. All Marios go through that. Whatchamacallit, Mario Galaxy, the first one sold like 10 million when like we had like 15-20 million units. But then when Galaxy 2 came out, it only sold 9, and the Wii had like 70 million. Nintendo games always go through that. People who buy Nintendo products like within the first year or two is because of Mario and Zelda. That's the whole point of it. But then everybody who buys a Nintendo product after that isn't really because of Mario. They buy it for other reasons, maybe because it's cheap or whatever, and then those attach ratios start to drop down drastically. It's a natural cycle of consoles. They're gonna drop the attach ratio. The more popular console is, the lower the attach ratio is gonna get. It's just the reality of it. So now I got my man Harry. Damn, Harry. Oh wait, fuck. Okay, here we go. My man Harry Hound. He says, I wrote out multiplayer podcast comment section to counter 4K Black Panther on Xbox One X that I enjoy Halo Legends Blu-ray on PS3. He gave it a thumbs up and never seen that comment as sarcasm. Like, what the fuck is wrong here? So I think it was Livewires, right?
Yeah.
So Livewires, but I think he was doing it to troll. But the problem is, you got to understand, there's people who take that shit serious.
Yeah.
So now that shit is spreading. Man, that shit is spreading now. Now everybody's hyping. Like now everybody's like, somebody took the meme from Infinity Wars where he says, "Get that man a shield." They put "Get that man an exclusive." Someone get this man. Yo, this shit is bad. Ravenflow. Attach rates are only viable during launch years. Really, to me, attach rates don't mean anything. What matters is ultimately, as far as the company goes,
the company made money.
How much they spent on and how much they need to sell for it to be profitable. And that's it. Why you think Yakuza were on number 6? That thing don't sell 5-10 million.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're on number 6. Why? Because Sega's smart. They budget the game correctly because they know around how much it's going to sell.
Yeah.
Why is it in gaming nowadays selling 1 million is like bad? I keep hearing a lot of people say that like, oh, it only sold 1 million. You know what I mean? That's bad. But in the music industry, you know what I mean? If you sell 1 million, what you want to get?
You went platinum.
It depends on
exactly.
It depends on the game's budget.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Back to the discussion about
budget. That's why I said like with attachment rate. Some people you gotta be careful how you want to project that, because if the budget does make sense, but 3 million in 3 days, you sold 1 million a day. That's bad. What is going on here? Like what?
That's just Kanye West numbers right there.
Yeah, you know how much games would die for that with huge budgets?
No. Come on, man. Somebody, I forgot his Twitter handle. He mentioned like 3 million out of 80 is still bad, and I put it's 3 million in 3 days. You act like the number is locked and that's it. There's no more God of War to sell. It's 3 million within the first 3 days. The game is still selling even as we speak. The number's still climbing.
And when Corey Barlog announced 5 more games, he just got people to buy the PS5.
Yep. No, and another thing too is I think the only time it gets spooky is when, you know, big franchises sell 1 million. You know, if Call of Duty sold 1 million, we all be up in arms right now.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it all depends on the game. Like Juan said, it's the budget.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So all right. So hey, any other topics before we close out? Anything y'all want to get off your chest?
Red Dead 2 is going to be amazing. I can't believe that they're putting that or all the gameplay we've seen so far, or not gameplay, but in-game stuff has been on a PS4, base PS4. That is amazing, man, because that game looks fire.
Red Dead is a base PS4?
Yeah.
Really? That's what they're showing?
Just like God of War, all the footage that they showed of God of War was on the Slim.
But God of War looks fucking...
Now, quick question, though.
I look at my PlayStation, I'm like, God damn, God of War looks amazing. Like, I'm fucking impressed.
Let me ask you this, right? With these games looking that good on base hardware from 2013, like what can they come up with next generation?
I'm telling you, that's what I love about consoles, man.
I posted some pictures of Red Dead 2 online, and I had some people hit me up going, "Man, this is the first time I've seen arm hair in a game like that," you know? Yeah. And I'm like, dude, it's crazy. What Rockstar does is some magic, man. I love it.
Yeah. It's gonna look better on the X.
What they do is amazing because their games are not like linear type games. They're big open world.
Right. Yeah.
They put so much content. Like they work magic in these big open worlds, man. They got open world gaming down packed. They got it down packed. I gotta admit, you know.
Yeah, Ubisoft should take notes. Fucking trash ass open worlds.
Oh shit!
I thought Far Cry 5 was fun. It was fun.
It was all right, bro. You know what? By the time I got to like the second boss, I want that game to be over with already.
See, not me. I had fun throughout the whole game, but the ending pissed me off.
Yeah, you got to admit those boss battles were trash.
Yeah,
they were pretty
just
bad.
saying the game was better than Assassin's Creed.
Oh,
I heard the story was good.
You know what topic you're missing? The whole State of Decay. Did y'all talk about that? Did we talk about State of Decay?
All right, so yeah, we'll
online how it's set up. You remember like just a week ago, matter of fact, how people was like, "Yeah, man, I can't wait, man. State of Decay. We're gonna get together. We're gonna gather together 4-on-4 co-op. Let's get it, man."
Now everybody's fighting to be the host.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, man.
So let me before we move on. Lionel, $10 super chat. He says, "What makes Sony so brilliant is they're always fostering different kinds of gamers. Casuals turn to hardcore, and hardcore venture off to different types of games. Gamers' identity constantly gets more defined." You know what? I would say Sony definitely is one of the publishers that we grew up with. You know, they started out, because back in the days they had a lot of platformers. You know, the Crash Bandicoots, Jumping Jack Flash, fucking all these fucking platforms. That was a big thing. But over time, we went from having a whole bunch of those to now what we're getting: the God of Wars, The Last of Us, Days Gone, Detroit. So I would say they did mature with its audience over time. Over time, they grew with us. You know, what do you guys think about that?
There's nothing.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt about that. I mean,
all right. So
you can grow when you have creative freedom like that. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah. Creative freedom. I think creative freedom is important. I'm reading this book. If you guys haven't read it, it's actually a really good book. It's on Blood, Sweat, and Pixels, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick that up soon.
It's fucking fantastic. It's a fucking. If you're into gaming, you like the culture gaming, it brings you insight into game development.
You really get to see
how
cutthroat the business was.
Yes, it's fucking insane. It's insane. Like the story behind Halo Wars. You gotta read. You gotta read that shit. Ensemble Studios, they went through some shit with Microsoft over that game. It's fucking incredible. I ain't gonna spoil it, but it's fucking like you read it, you're like, holy, and it brings you insight. I got it digitally. I downloaded it digitally. Okay. Yeah.
How much was it?
It was like $10.
Yeah, I'm gonna cop that right now.
No, it was fucking like the story behind fucking Uncharted. Oh my god!
Wait! They break it down by different developers.
They break it down going back to day one. Like every issue, every moment, He writes down everything. Like that game could have been abysmal if certain things would. Yo, it's crazy what they went through with that game. Like absolutely crazy. Like every game they mention is just like whatchamacallit, that studio, the one that did Fallout New Vegas, the RPG Obsidian. They were the ones that was gonna make RPG for, was it them, for Microsoft, but they got canceled. Oh my god, bro. Yo, it took about that too? It took a Kickstarter to save their ass. Yo, it's crazy. They were on the brink of bankruptcy if it wasn't for that Kickstarter. Yo, you gotta read it. Yo, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yo, when you read these stories, you just never realize how fragile game development is. Yo, literally, some of these studios, they survive on a game by game basis. Like every game they do is literally the difference between them able to make the next game or they're done. Yo, it's a trip. So hey, I'm not getting paid. Obviously, I never even had the Jason Schreier, his name is. He was on Weapon Wheel. Schreier. Schreier. I'm saying it because it's genuinely a good book. If you're into gaming and you want to know about what developers go through, it's fucking insane. It's bananas. Like you just read and you're like, holy shit.
No, let me ask you this: is Microsoft the big bad demon in that book?
Let me tell you, no, for Ensemble Studios, yo, they just came out of. All right, I'll say this spoiler. They visited Ensemble Studios one day and told them, "Hey, we're closing down the studios, but we want you to finish Halo Wars." They told them they have no job after some people left. They're like, why am I going to stay here and finish the game? Like some people stood and finished, other people just left. They literally told them, you're fired, but we want you to finish Halo Wars. Like, what?
Damn. How you going to have motivation?
I'm going to spill the beans. So they were creating a new RTS after Ages of Empire, right? Because they got tired of Ages of Empire. That's what they were making. So they wanted to make they were going to make new games, right? So one developer, so they split their studios into three parts, right? One was making an RPG, one was making another RTS, and another studio was making something else, right? So the studio was making an RTS, whatever. They worked on it for like 2 years. Microsoft came out of nowhere and told them, "Hey, we like the RTS idea, but we want it in the Halo universe." And Microsoft told them without even consulting Bungie. Bungie didn't even know they were doing this. Like Bungie wanted to do all Halo properties. They didn't want nobody touching Halo because they were afraid that, this was at the height of Halo, with Halo 3 coming out and all this shit. Bungie didn't want nobody. But Microsoft told Ensemble, make the game based on Halo, go see Bungie, they'll give you the details. Ensemble Studios went to Bungie and Bungie's like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Yo, it's a trip, bro.
Yeah.
What's a trip? Yo, that's some shit. Yo, that book, I was like, yo, this shit's crazy. So they made Halo Wars and then they closed down the studio.
Damn.
Shady.
Yo, that's some shit. But anyway, let's talk about State of Decay. So here's the thing. So I think a big part of this game was the co-op, right? Survival co-op.
Yes.
But they kind of messed it up from what I'm hearing. Where, like, I guess the other three members, unless you're hosting, you're tethered to the player. Well, I don't think that's too bad because most games you're tethered anyway. But like you can't really build a community together or some shit.
Here's the thing, right? Okay, so I love the first game, and this is day one buy for me. But my hope for the first game was, for one, they updated the graphics because the graphics on the first one was obviously horrible, but it didn't matter. It was about the gameplay and what you could do in there. But second, it's like my second most request was the animations be redone, where it's obviously a next gen animations. Here's adding a multiplayer to the first game would have, it would have done wonders for the game. And now, I thought that I was going to be able to take 4, me and 3 other my homies or whatever. We're playing a game. 2 of us can man the base and kind of hold it down there, and 2 of them can go out scouting and scavenging, all kind of stuff, wood, all kind of material. But that's not the case. You guys have to be in such a proximity. I don't think it's like right next to each other, but you can't get in a car and go driving down the way without being close to the guy who started the game. So if you join somebody's game, you're basically tethered within so many meters of them or so many feet with them. That it may not be a big deal, but it was a little bit of a buzzkill for me because again, I thought that, hey, we can take 2-on-2, we can take turns doing this, doing that, or whatever. But we'll see. Who knows? They may throw a battle royale mode in there, and that may make this game over the top. We just don't know.
Yo, Kratos, we gotta stop this. We gotta stop this.
VR can't fix everything.
We gotta stop. Every time with Microsoft is always this what if situation just to make you feel good about the game. We just call it how it is. This is not what you wanted a co-op to be.
It apparently is about you're able to travel about a quarter of the map away from the host. I wish it was a little bit better, but I can deal with that. The main thing that does suck though is the fact that you can't build a community together. You can't wipe out some zombies and stuff on your map. If you wipe it out on your friend's map, it's still there for yours. You still have to wipe out, neighborhoods and stuff. But the one thing that is good is the fact that you do gain XP. You do get resources that you can bring back to your base. And in that respect, what I was thinking is when you join other people, you can use different characters at different times to level up all your characters. That way you can level them all up. And also when you get back to your base, you got more people to use and stuff. And they're not,
just like Fonz was saying, I feel like they should have thought this out a little bit better than what they did. Because, if the progression is only your experience, and the base building is a major factor in the gameplay loop, I feel like that should be conjoined between both players, because you have to put me in a gameplay loop that keeps me enticed, right? So if I'm just here literally just to help you out and get some few levels, I don't know if I want to play co-op that much.
Yeah, some people are saying that, and I understand that, but for me, I'm going to use like secondary characters and everything to build them up just to help people, for a little while. I could see where some people might do the same thing they did with Far Cry 5, where they said, hey, come help me with this mission, then I'll help you with that mission. That sort of thing. I could see that, but it sucks that you don't get progression together. That would have been fantastic.
So like maybe I misunderstood, or maybe I misunderstood podcasts and read articles, but I thought that the implementation of co-op was so that you build everything together, like everything became a community.
That's what I thought.
That's what I thought. That's like that. Did I misread it or I misheard it? I thought that was like 4 people get together, and it's kind of like The Walking Dead, because that's why. In fact, I could have sworn that's why people referenced it to. That it was like the closest thing to The Walking Dead, where you build it as a community together in co-op.
Yeah,
but that's not exactly what happened.
They can help you build your community and then go back to.
That sucks.
Oh man,
at the same time, look, I'm still looking forward to playing the game myself, because I love the first one. So
I'm gonna play
the animations. I do gotta agree. I wish they would have updated that stuff, but they still went with drawn art.
Is it just me, or is when they walk, it looks like they're like fucking bobbing too much?
It's the same animations from the first game. That's what I say. It's the same thing. I know they switched engines, right? They switched to the Unreal Engine, but they kept the same animation assets where they walk like freaking clay animations, and I was like, damn. That's when I saw that. That's when I knew that it wasn't the AAA treatment that they said it was.
Yeah, exactly. Like that and the price. It's just, come on now. Yeah. Like, I don't know why Undead Labs is saying this is a AAA game. They need to stop with that. They need to stop with that.
I don't know. Let me ask you this: Why do you think Microsoft didn't give them a few extra million or throw some more people in there to make this thing? I mean,
they treat it like
that much more, right? To make this game,
they treat it like the Kraken. They treat it like the Kraken.
I'll tell you why. This is my assumption anyway. I think they did that because State of Decay, again, is not for everybody, and they knew that this wouldn't be a big seller anyway. So they might as well hopefully they put that money somewhere else, is what I'm saying. I hope they did, but we got to see. But for this game,
you're never gonna, if you think like that when you're making a game, you're never gonna have a big game, right? You can't go in thinking, this is limited, it's a niche, nobody's gonna really buy it anyway. And then
I definitely hear that.
That's why nobody have no faith in Microsoft.
Listen, the first game has a huge following.
Believe
I still play it on my PC.
Hey, when you where it goes left. I think it's that Microsoft has just had so many missteps this generation, and that was one of them. I mean, they put all their chips into Sea of Thieves, it seems like, and look where that got them. They put all their chips into Crackdown 3, and look where that's got them. That could possibly be delayed again. I mean, come on. It's supposed to come out by June 21st of this year. Do you think it's ready? I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I don't think they can. I personally don't think they can overhaul the whole graphic system.
They're not overhauling graphics. People are saying that and putting out that narrative that they pulled it back to change the graphics. No, they pulled it back because the multiplayer was not running the way it should have. Come on. And the game, come on, they had cars humping cars.
Oh man, yeah, that was an abysmal showing. Garuda Legends, $10 super chat. Thank you very much, brother. Says MS said no more generations. The Xbox 2 will just be the Xbox One XX. And then the Xbox Triple X.
Yeah. You know, after all these years, right? We see all these games that it took 4 to 5 years to make, in their masterpieces. Crackdown has been in the making for quite a long time, and then they've developed it. They've delayed it even more. Why is it that they just can't seem to get this game together? What is it? Do you think it's the multiplayer and the cloud crap that's holding?
I'm gonna say this.
What is it about the choice of games that they've chosen to put out this generation? That's my problem with Microsoft. I'm really shocked at, like, come on, you put out new IPs, but it's Sea of Thieves. Come on, and do something better than that. Like, I don't know, that's their new IP. It's Sea of Thieves. Or excuse me, they had Ryse, but you know, Ryse didn't do too well.
Yeah.
Harry, my man Harry, with the super chat, SEC $20 or SEC 20. Where is the power of the cloud in State of Decay 2? I do not know.
Maybe you can approve that.
You know what? I'm gonna say this. Microsoft with this cloud thing, they fucked up relying on. I don't know who planned this shit out, but if they wanted to use it for games, they should have not focused it so much on just Crackdown. They should have had a plan to implement cloud technology, physics, and all that in multiple games. You know what I'm saying? So now they're putting all their eggs in this one basket, and this basket is called Crackdown 3. And I'm gonna tell you, if the cloud shit don't work, they're not gonna release Crackdown 3.
Apparently, I've heard that like Sea of Thieves uses the cloud and stuff, but
does it?
Yeah, like the water or something. But somebody was telling me that water, if you really watch it, it's like on a loop.
Oh my god! So it's not even like. Oh boy, it's not like procedural where it's just random and.
Somebody told me that they basically and I don't even want to say his name on the podcast because I don't want to put him out there, but he said it used the real life water coordinates from the weather system to download the data into the box.
Microsoft is not going to spend all that money for that.
I'm not even going to put his name out.
Hey, yo, that was on the podcast. Everybody was like, "Yeah, true, man."
Oh man!
Hey, after the show, I'll tell you the words. But
was that on the podcast? I need the link. You gotta give me the link to that one.
I'm pretty sure everybody was like, "Yeah." No wonder, guys. I'm
gonna be fair. Because you know I play devil's advocate. I like balance. All right. So we harp on Microsoft's, you know, lack of single player compelling titles. Let's talk about PlayStation. When are they gonna get back to, you know, delivering, at least attempting to deliver big multiplayer? Because they've done it before. SOCOM was huge.
Yep.
I remember it was SOCOM 2 versus Halo. Them two were going at it.
I heard rumors that SOCOM's gonna make they're going to make an announcement at E3 with SOCOM. A lot of people were telling me that.
Me too. As well as Resistance could be a possibility. So there's a couple of things. You know, I don't want to. You know, obviously I can't use that excuse wait till E3, but if that happens, right? If that happens, people are gonna go nuts because these guys have been asking for SOCOM forever.
I think out of all of them, though, out of all the rumors, I think SOCOM is the biggest because it's the most different multiplayer shooter. Because you got the third party, and I mean third
person view. Yep.
Yeah, and it looks. Come on, it's SOCOM. SOCOM was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, SOCOM is like the most requested game. Yeah. For PlayStation fans to come back. Yeah.
And I think
they have forums and everything for that.
And I think
SOCOM took a lot of skill too.
Yes, and I think with how popular. I mean, multiplayer's always been popular, but it's like really, really popular this gen. Combined with like PlayStation exclusives are selling. Like God of War is blowing out its predecessor. Uncharted 4 blew out its predecessor.
Horizon.
Yeah, who would have thought Gorilla would make a 7 million selling IP? Like, you know, these exclusives are selling. So now while the iron's hot, now's the time to release SOCOM. Because I think that would be, and don't do no side shit. Like literally call it SOCOM 4. Like it has to be a mainline stream game. It has to have the number 4 on it.
I'm indifferent to y'all. I'm one another Killzone, man. That's what I want. My multiplayer.
Ejecto, cuz. Like, yo,
listen, y'all talking about multiplayer games that take skill.
No, but look, I heard Killzone multiplayer.
And they need to start over with Killzone. Because Killzone, they need to like they need to do a God of War treatment, reboot it.
I don't think. I think you can get another story.
Oh no!
But as far as
Shadowfall was terrible.
You know what we got to do first?
I like Shadowfall.
Yo, that shit made me throw up playing that shit. Yo, it's so bad. I told all day, right? All day sold on sale for $5. Like, right? It was $5, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I told all day, bro, take that $5, go to McDonald's and get a number. He laughed. He thought I was joking. Yo, he bought it. He came back. Yo, I should have went to McDonald's. I'm like,
that shit was trash.
Yo, Shadowfall.
I wasn't lying.
Shadowfall, like, if you played all the 3 games, I don't know how you didn't like that story. Like,
yo, I couldn't finish it. I quit. I'm done.
I just didn't care. Like in the beginning, with your son and all that, it was cool, right? I just didn't feel immersed, or it didn't intrigue me. It didn't hook me. Period. Yeah. I don't know, but I heard the multiplayer is really good on Killzone. So.
Yeah, Shadowfall multiplayer is pretty good.
And the reason why the multiplayer didn't do well with the fans is because I guess there was no ranking system. So
because that game take a lot of skill. Yeah, you can't just come to Killzone and think you're gonna I'm gonna drop these kills. No, you gotta actually have some skill.
Yeah, you gotta
do really well. We need to get rid of these games like Fortnite, bro, because that is what's killing things right now. That
bro, hey Fonz,
out there,
I swear to God,
playing Fortnite.
Bro, I got in an Uber the other day, right? I was going to the barbershop, right? Got in an Uber. Little black kid gets in the car with his older brother, right? Hey, what's up, man? I was like, what's up, little man? He's like, you play Fortnite? I was like, what? I was like, once in a while, maybe. He's like, yeah, we're going to go home and play. Like, dude, Fortnite is just everywhere. It's just an epidemic.
It's a cultural phenom.
Yeah, it's a phenom.
You know, when they talk about
here's how bad it is, though. My son's 13. So, you know, he's in that teenage demographic. All his friends and everything, they all play games like Fortnite, PUBG, Overwatch. They don't even play single player experiences, man. That none of them like these games. I buy these games in Game Share. He don't want to play them. I'm like, here, try God of War. Nah, that game looks trash. And I'm like, what? Like,
bro, that's the new generation we're bringing up now.
Yep. The younger generation is killing gaming.
But guess what?
That's how my nephews are too, man. My nephew, they want to play Fortnite, PUBG on their mobile phone. But good thing he played Pokemon. I'm actually proud of that. But like all day, every day, man, with Fortnite.
Yeah, I'm still a big single player fan, man. That's the games I gravitate to first. Like that's my bread and butter. So that's why. I mean, I'm always going to be a fan of Sony's because of that. You know, they always put out those compelling stories and everything that I love.
So I'm gonna play devil's advocate again. I think those multiplayer guys were always around, or people that are always only want to play multiplayer experience. It's just that back in our day, it wasn't like Fortnite or Call of Duty. It was the Tecmo Bowls. It was the double dribble. Because I had dudes, that's all they played. Was NBA Live.
Double dribble was my
That's all they play. And double dribble. That's all they play.
It's worse now because these kids have grown up with nothing but live chat, you know?
Oh, yeah.
They're talking with friends as they're playing games. That's all they know.
I know, because back in the days, I know people, they just played Madden. NBA, I remember on PlayStation was Lakers versus Celtics. That's all my cousin would play.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. That's all he's playing. Lakers versus Celtics. And
yep, I remember.
Lakers versus Celtics. I remember that.
Yeah, that's all he would play.
Oh, Bulls versus Blazers.
Yeah, Bulls versus Blazers. Yeah. And then they changed it to live like 1992 or 93 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And that's when they started doing, the angle, the diagonal, yeah. And that's it. And that's all they would play. Other people, all they will play Street Fighter. That stays true. All they play Street Fighter. That stays true to this day. That's That's one game people. That's the only thing they really play. Street Fighter. That's it.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, too, back then you pretty much had to have a lot of money to play online. Everything had to be hooked up properly. You had to have the proper equipment. You know what I mean? Like now, it's just so accessible to just get in the game. Like a Fortnite, it's on your mobile phone now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Bro, I walked in McDonald's the other day, bro. There were 6 dudes at a table playing PUBG Mobile, bro.
Yo, how is PUBG Mobile getting better updates than the Xbox version? What's going on here? Hey, that's not even trolling.
Like, I played it one time on my phone, and it played better than the version on my X. And I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yo.
Like, I was shocked. Like, it was smooth. I was like, "Dude, this is sad." And you know, mobile phones to me suck because you can't the controls. I hate the touchscreen controls, but it is what it is. But it just ran smooth. I was shocked.
That's crazy. My man Lionel $5 super chat. He says, "Don't worry about the kids. They will mature as gamers. Daddy Sony will foster them in."
I don't know, man. I don't know. My 2 of my adult kids now, they became PC gamers.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I
feel
master
bad.
race.
I've always been a console guy. I've always pushed consoles on them, and then they grew up and became PC dudes. So.
They said, "Dad, we found the master race."
Yeah, exactly. They talk about PC master race, and they talk shit to me.
Like, you're a pleb. Yeah, well, this pleb is gonna ground you if you ever talk to me, I believe.
No, they're gone. They're out of the house.
They're out of the house. Oh, that's why. Get the fuck out the house.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, well. All right, fellas. I think we hit all the wickets. It's almost 10 p.m. where I'm at.
God damn.
Yeah. Good old Europe. You know what I'm saying? I'm a busting all night on this God of War. I got catching up to do. Yo,
I'm playing right now.
Yeah, man. Every time I saw a post that started with God of War, I ignored it. I'm like, mute. Mute. I was muting shit left and right.
The game yet?
No, that's why I'm muting shit. Yeah, I've been away now. Now I finally moved into my apartment, man. I'm ready, bro. Yeah. You guys will be happy to know I bought me a 75-inch 4K TV.
Nice. You should.
You finally.
We knew. Yo, listen. We knew it was coming, bro. We knew it was coming. Porter Rock was just being stubborn. Every time I'm not buying 4K.
I'm not buying a Pro.
Nah, you buying the Pro.
Nah, I'm
buying the Pro.
Oh, man. I might do it for Spider-Man. I don't know. Let's see. If my PlayStation breaks, I'll get the Pro.
Oh god!
Break that joint right now.
Jesus.
I'm gonna see J Bar walk through my apartment with a hammer. Smash! There you go, dog. Anyway, people, yo. So, hey, I gotta say thank you so much, guys, for joining the podcast and shit like that. I really appreciate it. I want to say to everybody in the chat, and thank you for the super chat donations. Thank you for rocking out with me. I hope you enjoyed the show. Give you guys, do your shout outs. Start with All Day.
Yo. Thanks for coming out, you fucks. And it's good to link up with you guys on this Saturday. And I'm about to go play some more, boy.
No, hey, if you're going to PlayStation, do a party chat. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, thank you for showing up all day. I appreciate it. My man Jay Fonz.
Okay, bye.
Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, you can find me at Jay Fonzarelli on both Twitter and YouTube. And, even though the panel and the chat today crushed me a little bit in the beginning, it was like beating on me, I'm still going to fight my fight. You know what I'm saying? And look, we all have opinions, people. I have my own. I don't follow other people's opinions. And I definitely don't have damage control. But we should learn to all get along. Okay? That's it.
Yeah, and the truth is, Jay Fonz is truly a neutral gamer. That's one thing I would say, he is neutral as a motherfucker. All right, but I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for joining, brother. My man, you know what I'm saying? The leader of the PlayStation Nation, Jay Barry.
Chill. Listen, man, y'all can't be saying stuff like that, man. You know how it is on PlayStation, man.
Yo, on the real, when I look for the latest, all the main games, yeah, I could find for myself. But when I want to look for niche, good games, but there's nowhere to find them, I just go to your channel. I'm like, what's Jay Barry playing? All right, that looks good. I'm gonna cop that one. That's what I do. I just look at your channel.
I try to, be a little diverse sometimes, but that's dying down a little bit because this COD got me hooked. But yeah, man.
I noticed.
It's your boy Jay Barrett, man. Definitely appreciate the invite. It was cool, chopping it up with you guys. And yeah, man. Hopefully everybody enjoy PS4. I just want to say welcome to everybody that is coming on home. You know what I mean?
Welcome back.
You have to come home sometime. You know what I mean? You can't stay all day. You gotta come on. You gotta come on home sometime, man. But now y'all seen the light. Hey, the light is blue, and I'm gone.
Man, appreciate it, brother.
It's white sometimes, though. It's white sometimes.
Oh, yeah, it's white sometimes. Yeah. Or orange, depending on.
I know, right? The orange one too.
You know what I was thinking? What if they had a PlayStation Pro that was red, and then you had that blue light for the Spider-Man?
Oh, that would be.
We'll see.
You heard that, Lionel? Lionel, you heard that? I know.
This is what PlayStation needs to listen to, man. When your theme bundles, it's been mediocre at best. Like, Spider-Man, y'all can capitalize so much off of that console, man. Make that shit hot. You know what I mean? Like, and the controller. Don't do that sticker crap. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yo, that sticker hill. Hey, before we move on, Show 1W, $2 super chat. He says Xbox best game this gen is wait till E3. Oh man, these guys, man, yeah.
Wait, no, it's wait till Tokyo Game Show.
Wait till Tokyo Game Show.
Comic-Con.
Yo, when they said that, I was dying. Yo, ZZ flipped out. Oh shit!
Who said that one? I don't remember that one.
The best exclusive they showed was donuts and controllers, man.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh man.
And of course, we got my man Spider Kratos, the most powerful force in gaming. Spider Kratos. What's going on, brother, man? Thank you so much for joining up, bro.
No problem. No problem. Everybody, it's your boy J-Dub, a.k.a. Kratos, the god of PlayStation and all things gaming. Man, Puerto Rock, we've been missing you, man. Hoping you're doing well over there in Germany and all over in Europe. It's great to see another 60 Frames No Lag podcast, and it's great to be a part of it again. Let's do it again soon.
No doubt. Definitely, man. Appreciate all.
I know what today is too, right? Cinco de Mayo, get your Corona in the air, you know what I mean?
Everybody's get fucked up. I'm about to get my Ciroc on with Kratos. Yo, I want to say, hey, also I want to give a shout out to Craig Harris. He couldn't be here today. He's attending a funeral. Don't know the specifics, but I want to say my condolences and wish his family and friends the best for that.
Definitely.
Yeah, send mine, bro.
All right, so definitely. Anyway, so to everybody, to my friends, my family, my fellow gamers, thank you for rocking out to another episode of 60 Frames. We are back, and I got all 6 jewels of the Infinity Gauntlet, and it's time to bring balance back to YouTube. All right. So anyway, this is your boy Puerto Rock 77, and we are out. You guys enjoy your weekend. Peace.
Peace.
Gotta work.